Hello, everyone. Oh, wow.
Hello, Emerson.
Hello. Who's
Sans blesser, on était admis ici ces derniers jours.
Hello, Emerson. Your voice is rather quiet.
How? That better?
That's better.
Okay, perfect. We're going to get started in 1 minute. There's still people. Uh-oh. Just give me 1 minute. I'm going to switch my internet because my bandwidth is slow. Sorry about that. I think there's a problem with the internet here. Just a moment. All right. I think that's better. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It's nice to see everyone. So, what's being expressed here is not anything. It's not nothing. It's not anything at all. It's not spirituality. It's not even non duality. It's not therapy. It's not about integration. It's not about emptiness, nothingness. It's about nothing at all. It is not even not nothing at all. So anything that comes up with a concept, an idea of what this is just what's happening, but it's not that. It's not this, it's not that, it's not even this or that. All of these ideas trying to express something that is completely inexpressible. So what are we doing here? Nothing at all. This is just an expression to express that what's being looked for is quite obvious already. It's not even nothing, but it's this. The immediacy, the directness of this. not about anything at all. This is not about knowing or understanding. It's not about writing down what is said here because nothing is really being said. It's not about an acknowledgement of a knowing. It's actually unknowing. It's not about anything at all. Just this. And not even this. Because the moment that you try to capture it, since there's no you, what's being expressed is gone. What's being expressed is the immediacy of this. I can't even say it. It can't be said. It can't be captured. It can't be put into words. There's just this apparent passion in sharing something that is quite obvious already that it doesn't appear in words. There's this boundlessness, this energetic boundlessness that is present. And that's even saying too much. So anything that you can come up with, everything and anything that rises up, is a concept trying to capture something that's not a concept. So everything that's being talked about here is a concept trying to dispel the concept that it's a concept. Everything is a story. Everything that arises, everything that is thought of is a story. It's coming from a story, so it generates a story. It's coming from an illusion, so it generates an illusion. But what's being expressed here is so obvious, it's so simple, that it's not really a concept. It doesn't really have a location. It doesn't really have any source. It doesn't have any purpose. It doesn't have any meaning. But it's quite obvious. It's in the talking, it's in the blinking, it's in the walking, it's in the scratching, it's in the thinking, it's in the wondering, it's in the staring, it's in the disbelieving, it's in the believing, because all of that is apparent emptiness appearing as everything. Since what's being described here cannot be captured, it's constantly, apparently moving, but it's actually completeness. It's this, ising. See, I can't even come up with the word. But it's quite obvious that it's actually what's just apparently happening. And it's not really happening at the same time. So there's this passion in expressing something that's quite obvious already. There's this radical honesty in expressing what is quite obvious, but he can't say what's really obvious. He can't fully express what's not lacking. It can't really fully express what's unconditional because it's speaking in conditions. It's not speaking in parables or in riddles. It's trying to express it plainly and simply that everything is already free, that everything is already unlimited, that everything is already unconditional, that everything that appearing is just this. So there's nothing outside of this. All that there is this. The smiling, the winking, the confusing, the navigating, it's all this. So nothing is excluded from this, even the wondering and the confusing. But what's really clear is that this cannot be captured by an illusion, by a story, by a narrative, by the narrator, which is the apparent you. And what's being exposed is there's no you, so everything is coming out automatically, simply automatically. Everything that's appearing right now is not based from a cause and effect. It's not based from an action and a reaction. Since there's no time, this is timelessness appearing immediately. And there's nothing that can express this fully and completely because this is the unconditionality of everything that is appearing, but it's also not appearing. Simply said, or simply put, all that there is this, and there's nothing outside of this. If you have any question, please go ahead. Natalie goes, this apparently appearing as this speaking to this about this. I'm going to repeat that. Natalie said, this apparently appearing as this speaking to this about this. Although there's no, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Blanche. Hi, Blanche.
Hi, Emerson.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm good.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've been traveling, so I'm curious, is there an ego?
An ego? No. Who has an ego? It's just another idea, right? It's just another concept. Um, I like this. I like this quote. I think it's from Alan Watts. The greatest ego trip is thinking there's an ego to get rid of. I might be butchering that, but there's no such thing as an ego. It's just another idea. Again, all that there is this, and there's nothing outside of this. So there's a concept that there's an ego, getting rid of the ego, but this is already this. It's wordless. So any ideas that come like ego, body, mind, soul, um, anything at all, it's a concept. So what's being pointed out here that all that concepts like an ego, a mind, a body, is just a concept. There's nothing to get rid of because there's no one that can get rid of it. There's no one that has an ego because there's never been anyone here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blanche. Nice to see you.
You too, Emerson.
Oh, William.
Hi,
Hi.
Emerson.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, thanks. Yeah, you?
Excellent.
I don't know what to say or to ask you, but I know, well, there's just some instinctive need to talk because this message is complete. Obviously, it's understandable what's being shared here. There's a sense of a
Can't
need.
actually be understood. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, obviously, there's a strong need here to know what's happening, but that's just clearly a way of avoiding not knowing, isn't it? Or the end of feeling like someone. I'm going to work this out. I'm going to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's this apparent story that the story wants to undo the story, wants to figure out the story, but the story is that the story will never figure out the story because it's the story. It's just an illumination that everything that you, the apparent you, can think about or ask about is the story. So this is to express that the story is not true. So there's nothing, no need to know, or there's no one choosing, but there's nothing to figure out because it's already fully expressed. This is already unconditional freedom.
I wish I could use the words that you're saying to get me somewhere. Like, honestly, like it almost feels like, okay, Emerson's using some like nice words here. That kind of points to some picture I can, and yet it's hopeless.
It is because what's trying to be figured out is already figured out, but it can't be figured out by a story because the story is the one that's been figured out. So this is a revelation that everything that this apparent story is trying to get at is a story, and it's just being exposed that this story is already not true.
I think my mind's going blanker and blanker. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I suppose it's not a sign of anything. It's worrying actually. When my mind starts going blank, I think, oh shit, like now what's going to happen now? Like it's almost like a bit terrifying. I guess my mind's
It
so
is,
used to
because
being in constant activity. Yeah.
yeah, well, that's you just came up with another story to try to to block that it's being exposed, that everything that you're thinking about is a narrative, is a story, basically, right? So that's what's being pointed out here. It's just quite simple, and there's nothing to figure out. It's just this seeing that everything is illusory, everything is a dream, everything is a story. You can't even use those words because the words trying to point out to something that the me can capture. Basically, what's being expressed is that this is already free. So whatever comes up in the apparent story, it could be the story of like, I will never get this, Emerson. It's just a story. That's all emptiness. That's what's being seeked, is the absence, right? So everything that's appearing seems really full of questions and everything. And there's this answer that's not really an answer, but it's this um, mystery or a dream or an illusion that cannot be figured out. It's appearing simultaneously, the appearance and the disappearance, and it's really nothing. So really, what's being said is nothing is happening. So who cares?
I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you. Tej. Hi, Tej.
Hi, Emerson. Nice
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. You know what struck me in the morning, it just came out of the blue, is that we have so many speakers now of this so-called non-duality, but really non-duality is unknowing.
Yeah, you know what? You can say that, but it's not even unknowing, because that's thinking of a process, right? But it is kind of like that. It's not about an attainment, it's a loss, right? So what's being expressed here is the death or the loss or the absence of. So it's not trying to know anything. There's nothing to attain here, there's nothing to get here. And it's quite evident that when this is being expressed, it's not really talking to anyone. So the apparent communication is just emptiness, expressing emptiness to emptiness. But there's no really here and there. It's just all emptiness. So everything that you can think of, everything is all emptiness.
Including the
just a
person
word.
that one is
Yes,
talking. Yeah.
that's right. There's nothing here and there's no one there. This is just all emptiness. This is just all unconditional. Blank, blank, blank. Whatever words that you might want to choose.
Yeah, and because
Something.
also there's no position, like if everything is everything, obviously everything is speaking, or nothing, you might
Everything is
say.
nothing. Yeah, everything
Yeah,
is
nothing
nothing.
is
So
speaking.
everything equals to nothing.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there can be no standpoint taken that, this is a way to describe it,
Yeah.
right?
That's
You see
what
what
I
I'm
said in the
saying?
beginning, that yeah, it can't really be described. I can't, this can't even be called non-duality. It's radical, it's uncompromising, but this doesn't have any words to it. So this is really wordless, what's being expressed here. There's a passion in expressing what's quite obvious, and it's quite quite obvious. It's really really simple, and I keep on repeating the same thing over and over again, that there's never been anyone here, and that's how obvious it is.
Yeah,
So
I
this
know
is
what you're
just
saying. Yeah.
yeah.
But Emerson, what struck me is that also now there are so many of the so-called speakers on this or communicating this message.
Yeah. In the
But
story.
really, in a way, and there are so many people always, sometimes the same people attending, like William the Great. I hope you don't mind, William. I love you. So what I'm saying is we are all attending, we are asking questions, and the speaker is speaking about this. But really, there is no way to aptly describe what's going on.
No, that's what I've been saying, right? This can't be fully described because what is being expressed here is already appearing as everything. So what it means by everything, it's that thinking that I'll never get this, everything that's appearing and apparent, the me character, the blinking of the eyes, the taste of the mouth, the looking, the paint in the wall, the air, the smell, it's everything. So it's not hidden at all. So it's appearing in the strand of the hair, the wetness of the whatever, everything. So it's not excluded. Everything that's appearing, the speaker that's uncompromising, is not really here. So simply put, this is this kind of like a singular dream or an illusion without any parallels, without any opposites. So what's being expressed here is that kind of like a nighttime dream, this continuous dream of someone that apparently goes to bed at night and wakes up in the morning, but there's no one there that wakes up. It's kind of like trying to express that there's this movement, but what's being expressed fully is that this is stillness and movement appearing at the same time. Yeah. So there are really a lot of speakers out there because it's just an appearance. In this story, there's a lot of speakers speaking about this. There's a lot of resonance in this communication.
Right. Yeah, I really like the way you put it. Yeah, what I was saying is that sometimes we, on the other end of the spectrum, kind of take words from some of the speakers too seriously about what is good, what is not good, what will strengthen the ego, what will not strengthen the ego, and stuff like that. But really, there's no way to tell. This is absolutely unknowing.
Yeah, this is unknowing. So every time, and I think I do one-on-ones, and the first thing that I basically kind of like dismantle is just that everything that you have ever learned, everything that you have ever thought, every belief system that you have is not true. Meaning that it does not exist. Because everything is immediate and appearing simultaneously. So there's no such thing as a here and there. There's no history, there's no past, and there's not even a now. So if we're talking about really radical, uncompromising non-duality, this is just wholeness. So what wholeness means is that there's never been, no one woke up in the morning, no one is here. This is just all an illusion, but it appears completely real.
Yeah.
At the same time, there's no gaps, right? The reason that this feels like there's a history, there's an appearance of my picture of a baby, a picture of, what I did yesterday, or an alarm that's going to be set up at like 7 o'clock at night or something, because everything is appearing simultaneously, all at the same time, since there's no time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful description. Yeah. At the same time, Emerson, what I was trying to get to is also, including you, none of the non-duality speakers, whatever they are saying is a way coming out from that character, but really there's no way of knowing what it is all about.
No. Again, right? If there was a trick to this, if there was a, if it's just really simply being expressed in its simplicity. No trickery, no riddles, no koans, no Zen sayings or whatever, no poetry or anything. It's not being obscured. What's being expressed here is just basically the lifting of the veil, and the veil is the me. It can't be lifted because it's an illusion. It's just a veil. It's not real veil, but the veil is you. And everything that you see, feel, experience is not true, but it feels true.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Tricky, but not really. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not sure who's next. I think it's Sue. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Oh,
Thank-
hi.
Hello. Thank you
Hello,
for doing
hello.
this. Thank
Of
you.
course.
Um, Emerson, this message, it's driving me mad. Absolutely. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like I walk around my town and things just don't seem real.
Yeah.
And this sort of intuitively and feeling, this feels more real. This what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Ag-
it's quite scary at times.
What's scary is that it's looking at its own absence already.
Okay.
That's what's scary. Is it's longed for is already appearing as everything because everything is really absent, but it looks like it's real. It looks like everything is appearing. There's this touch, there's this feeling, there's this taste. But like in a nighttime dream, everything seems feel real.
Mm.
But there's no you here. But how do you know that this is not a dream, or this is not dreaming still? That this is a continuous dream. That no one really woke up and no one really slept, and this is just a dream. Not you dreaming. This is a dreamerless dream, which is a dream. Emptiness appearing as a dream simultaneously. Infinity appearing as a segmented dream. So that's why it's scary because it's already knows that it's already absent, but it keeps on convincing itself that it's real. It's almost this schizophrenic kind of like idea that I'm here but I'm not really here.
Yeah.
But as I said in the opening, I said that everything that you can think of is an idea because you are an idea. So everything that you can ever pump out is an idea. So what's being expressed here is just to point out that the idea that's pumping out the idea is the main idea, and the main idea is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's okay
So
to feel I'm going mad.
everything is emptiness. So everything that is felt or not felt is emptiness. Everything is already empty. Everything is already nothing, not even nothing, but let's just use the word nothing. So it's nothing is everything. Empty is fullness. There's not even a trajectory or a change or something. It's appearing simultaneously. And we can't quite capture that is because there seems to be just it's like an idea, but it's not really an idea. It's an exposure that everything that you have ever thought about, seen, felt, dreamt, looked at is an illusion. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like
Yeah.
I can't get that with the mind.
There's no mind. There's no mind. So that's how amazing or how the illusion seems to real is that there seems to be a body, there seems to be a mind, there seems to be thinking, there seems to be emotion. But that's how expansive the illusion is, that it feels completely real. Kind of like in a nighttime dream. You don't really know that you're dreaming until there's this apparent moment. There are no moments that you wake up and then you see that everything has not really happened. So everything that you have thought that have happened in the past has never really happened. So there's this thinking that I'll use this. I use this sometimes. It's like a linear.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
and this is like this, and it disappears. There's really nothing. It's not a trick, but it's just kind of like looking at this angle. You're like, oh, the me angle is illusory. So everything that I'm seeing is illusory. Everything that I think I know is not really knowing. It's just appearing right now. There's no subject and object. There's no history. There's never been any time. but I'm dreaming of time, and there's really no me dreaming of time. It's just timelessness appearing as time in a dream-like sequence that's continuous. Oh,
It's bloody amazing, it is. Amazing. Isn't life amazing?
unimaginable,
Yeah.
unimaginable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I won't know it fully until I know it fully.
No,
But
no,
not
no
me.
one will know it fully. No one, no one, no one has ever known this fully, because this is not never about knowing. Because knowing is arriving at a location, arriving at a, that saying that, that coming to a position. This is completely positionless.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh golly gosh.
Ah!
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for nothing, Emerson. Eric. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Emerson, how are you?
How are you? I'm good. Someone sent me your
Good.
video.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hey and love the apparent red glasses you got on today. Very snazzy.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just, wanted to say how kind of funny it is that you and I, or all of us, could be just, like the teachers in Charlie Brown, or the adults, how they go, wah, 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 wah.
Wah, wah, wah,
We,
wah, wah.
yeah, we may as well be doing that. We actually already are, and there's no transmission of any
Yeah.
information. And
No.
yeah, it's just really interesting to be here and to sit in all the wah-wahness. And so thank you again for hosting this.
Oh. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. We'll talk soon. Someone sent me your video.
Okay, awesome. You take care.
You take care. I have William and then Petra next. William.
Hi. So
Hi.
the sense that there's something wrong that needs to be put right, obviously that's seeking. Is that all the me is? Just this constant search? Something's wrong. What is it I need to find? How do I resolve it?
There's really no me, right? So all that you're telling me is a story to reinsert the me. See, you keep on making the me real by coming up with this ideas that it's seeking, that it's not. It's everything that you say is actually the me survives in time, right? It appears in time. So everything that you're telling me is about time, about the past, the present, or the future. What's being expressed here is timelessness. That's why the me can't get it. Because timelessness is blind to the me. It doesn't see time. So when you come up with this ideas that, it's so difficult, Emerson, it signifies that there is there is a real time that this is happening to a me. So, and it's just a funny kind of like, almost kind of like, a circular pattern of the me trying to kind of like, I can never figure this out. The moment that you say that there's an ownership to, I can never figure this out, there's nothing wrong or right about that, mind you. But it's almost like a looping program that keeps on reasserting the me by trying to get rid of the me or trying to figure out the me, because that it just points back that I am here. So what's being pointed at is that you're not here. But the default programming, or the default kind of like circuitry, seems to kind of like always goes in a loop over and over again. I will never get this. It's reinforcing that there's a me. There's no one doing it. It's just basically being exposed to this apparent programming or whatever it is. It's unknowable that it's going in a circular motion and trying to say, I will never get this. Oh, I had a glimpse. Oh, that was me though. You know what? I just had the experience. So every narrative that you can come up with is actually emptiness. It's nothing.
the other thing that's kind of back and forth in my head at 100 miles an hour, and I'm sure this is common for other people too, is do I want this? Do I not want
There's no
this?
other people.
Okay.
You're just creating another narrative for other people, but there are no other people. See what you just did there? There's no one doing this. There's no one choosing to do this. It's just this. It's that it just made real something that's unreal. It can't help it, right? The moment that you say that, it's almost like everything that I've said was not heard. So it's coming up with this narrative to maintain the narrative that it's true. I'm sure that other people, how do you know?
I want to ask a question, but you're just going to say that there's no you as well. So
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well,
Go-
I guess the answer to the question is there's no one there that got liberated. But I want to ask, do you want what happened in liberation? Do you want what's happening now? Or is it just that there's no one who's thinking it shouldn't be as it is?
So you're trying to make this story real by kind of like, creating this narrative that someone got liberated. You see it's reasserting the story over and over again. So it reasserts the story that, in the story, someone got liberated and there's a you and everything. So there seems to be kind of like almost like a brainwash. There's no brain of thinking that if you got it, then I should get it. That there's a you, there's you there. Obviously, there's someone that's happy or liberated, or it's an idea. So someone basically said it's maintaining itself. Garrett said, "Hi, Emerson, the self is maintaining itself. It just has to survive. It can't give up." Although he keeps on saying that I want to give up, I want to be like, whatever, all the speakers here. But what's being expressed here, William, is there's no speakers. There's no William. So this is emptiness speaking to emptiness.
That was hard to hear. I love you, Emerson, as a dear friend. But when you said there's no William, the thought just came, fuck off. And I love you. I'm not saying that as an insult, but as soon as you said there's no William, the thought just went, fuck off.
Because the William is so invested in William getting this, that it wants the William to be real.
Yes, so he can get liberated. Thanks.
It's already liberation. Who needs to get liberated? It's nothing. Petra, hi. Oh, I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
I think Blanche was before me.
Oh, I'll get to Blanche. Sorry. Go ahead, Petra.
Okay.
I think Blanche was there before.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, not coming from the mind, but from the body sensations, a strong contraction, which of course makes the mind, what to do about that? And I can't believe that anyone who is that strong contracted that it can explode when it's so strongly contracted. Isn't it like I learned it in Buddhism? First you have to calm down as long as there's so much desire, it's not possible. Of course, I think I find myself in these panic attacks and things, of course, because I wanted too much, or the me wanted too much. I don't know, but it's horrible. So when it comes back,
Yeah, it seems like it's controlling the uncontrollable.
It tries to,
yeah. It's like seemingly there's this it's almost trying to well, there's no one doing it. So everything is just appearing as it is. And everything is just appearing as it is. So when it is sadness, it's sadness. When it is contractedness, it's contractedness. There's nothing wrong or right about that. But once a narrative is spun around it and it becomes there's this narrator becomes, and then it thinks that there's others as well, so it creates this dramatic sequence out of something
Mhm.
that's just naturally appearing. Sadness
Yeah.
happens
Mm.
and
It's
contraction happens.
right. I'm not scared of sadness or but this no what neurosis things.
Neurosis, yeah.
Yeah.
Neurosis, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's the purgatory. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, it's the
But I have
holding on
a
to.
little comfort, you
I
see.
see that. That's
She's
that's
totally
aliveness
relaxed.
right there. Everything is aliveness there. But yeah, it's yeah, you know what? It's just what's happening.
Mm.
And then if there is this contractedness, the seeing through that contractedness, we try to see, that's what I mean, that when we try to put meanings in words and try to
Mhm.
get a knowing into it, rather than seeing what's appearing. um Again, this is not therapy or
For
whatever.
no one, yeah.
It's for
But
no
it
one. Yeah,
doesn't
this is
have.
not therapy. If I always advise this, if people people are feeling depression, or if they have suicidal tendencies, to in the dream, you know what I'm saying, seek counseling or seek help. This is not about
Mm.
that. This is a clarification that
Yeah.
what seems to be appearing is just this apparent boundless energy that's also contracted
Mm.
energy appearing at the same time. So when it's seen that this apparent contraction is also emptiness,
Hmm.
it
Yeah.
feels, because there's a preference of what should be or should not be.
Right.
When
Right.
it's seen that everything is just appearing as emptiness, as wholeness,
Mm.
wholeness, wholeness. That's
Wholeness.
wholeness. That's wholeness. So wholeness can include anything, including this purgatory
Mm.
feeling. But
Mm.
seeing that it's already whole and complete, that it's just seen as that. It's just seen
Mm.
as an appearance and a disappearance simultaneously appearing at the same time.
Simultaneously, spontaneously.
That's right.
Mm.
Everyone says that to me now.
Thank you.
But do go call me up. We'll chat.
Mhm.
We'll chat about that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Go a little bit. Yeah,
Mhm.
more into that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Petra. There's a few questions here. Um, Nothing is appear as 75 members to seek nothing is beautiful and funny at the same time. There's no 77 people here. Can memories from the past happen without the past having happened? There are actually no memories. There's actually no past. There's no before or after. There is an apparent realness to this apparent illusion that there is a history, that there's a past. Your nails grow, your hair grows, you see baby pictures of you. But that's the illusion. That's the real illusion that feels really real. And everything is appearing simultaneously, spontaneously, but for no one. Uh, Garrett goes, "Hi, Emerson. The self is continually maintaining itself. It just has to survive. Why can't it just give up, or what is afraid of?" Um, there's actually no self. There's this idea that it is trying to continue to survive, but when it's seen in its obviousness that there's never been anyone here, there seems to be an appearance of a self that wants to survive. And it becomes really funny when it's exposed that everything is just apparently happening simultaneously, spontaneously, with no history, with no past. So there's the illusion. So everything that comes up, all that there is this. Everything that comes up seems to be have a history or have a memory of it, but it's all immediate. There's the illusion of time and coming from a linear here and there. But again, if it's seen that it doesn't really exist, then everything is just appearing, disappearing together, automatically popping in and out, but no in and out. I'll get to you, William. I just have a. Can emptiness be full if there's no me? Am I everyone and no one? Again, what this is not even emptiness. What's being expressed here, but I'll attempt. So this is the emptiness is also full. It's the same. Emptiness is fullness. Nothing is everything. If there's no me, am I everyone and no one? So that's the biggest misconception too, because there is no everyone. There's no we. There is this false sense of, grandiose thing that if I am no one, then I must be everything. It's the me has gone underground and basically proclaimed that I am you. I'm so grand, I'm appearing as everyone. It's just the it's almost kind of like this I don't even know what to say about that. But it is becoming kind of like I am consciousness. I am consciously aware of everything, but I'm not quite there yet. This is, I have not fully realized that I'm complete awareness. That seems to signify that there is a here and there, or a cause and effect. There's no such thing. Go, William.
Emerson, so you never became enlightened because there was never an Emerson to become liberated.
Yeah, so that's the seeing, right? The seeing is this. The seeing is that there's never been anyone here. And that was the relaxation. It's kind of like, no one has ever thought about me. I don't think of anyone. No one has ever gossiped about me. That's just an appearance. This is really pure and innocent. There's never been anyone here. So that's the relaxation, is that the seeing is just everything is just an appearance that feels real. That everything is happening, but it's actually not happening. And that seeing is so obvious that it's so undeniable. So it's so undeniable that there's never been an Emerson. So there's never been an Emerson that got enlightened, because that would just be a story, wouldn't it be?
Well, the thing is, I don't know. I know very, very little about spirituality, but from what I've gathered, when spiritual teachers think they've become enlightened, there's a sense of feeling special about that with some of them. From what I've heard, I mean, I don't know. And so they're still someone in a dream that they are someone who's become something better, I guess. And I still project
so that's
that
just a story, right? You're just trying to again, if there's no history, no memory or whatever, no past, this is coming up to kind of like almost obscure what's being exposed here, that there's never been anyone. That's what was expressed, that there's never been anyone. So to talk about others getting enlightened, it's just really a narrative. It's just a fairy tale. And that's cool.
Well, I'm trying to see what is the
There's
difference.
nothing wrong or about.
I'm trying to see, and I know this will sound stupid, especially I've listened to this message. I'm trying to see what is the difference between you saying there's no one there and never been anyone there, and what I think liberation is of me becoming special, basically.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. So when you have personalized freedom, you will never be free, because you have this idea of something to attain. It's kind of like there'll always be a carrot dangling in front of you that you're willing to chase. So what's being expressed here, being exposed, that there are no carrots, there's no horses. The horse is dead. The carrot's rotten. There's nothing to get. It's all dead. So there's nothing to figure out. So what seems to be longed for is the absence of William. But from here, there's no here, I'm just speaking. There's no William already. He's dead.
I'm not angry now. I'm just frustrated that I can't get it.
No, because you're dead.
And because I experience myself as real, so I can't get that I'm not here.
So there's this death that is apparently appearing as this aliveness, this narrative, thinking that it's real, thinking that it is, that there is something to get. But what's being expressed here is that everything that you are thinking of is dead. It's not true. Everything you can come up with, everything that you desire is dead.
But it feels
Sorry,
like
just watch. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it feels like something goes on at these meetings, which is that there's a. It feels like as I talk to you, there's a huge relief. And even some meetings, there could be a huge tension, not a relief, but then
It's a relief
afterwards,
of the bullshit that you think about on a daily basis, right? Because you keep on thinking about this bullshit that I will get something, that I am here. It's like a a liar that keeps on maintaining the lie that well, I am here, that I am, that I will get this. And then although you've heard this communication, there's no you, there's no time. In a parent story, you mentioned that you've heard this several times, that it keeps on getting expressed that there's no you, there's no one, nothing to get. And do you think that a dozen radical non-duality speakers or uncombined permanent speakers is lying to you? It's actually being completely honest with you that there's no one there. It's actually really really compassionate, although there's no one to be compassionate with. Because if there's something to give you, it would have been given already.
No, I don't think it's possible for you to transfer liberation, like as if you have liberation, you can give that to others.
You just created a story again. There's no one here to give anything, is what's being expressed, right? Because this is emptiness. There's nothing here, not even nothing. You're thinking about the concept of an idea that there's someone here. So what's being exposed here is that the concept that you think that someone is here is a concept, and it's just being exposed in its full glory, that it's all a story.
Wow, I love the meetings. You might say you're not doing them, but I'm glad that they apparently happen, or that you apparently do them. I don't know. Thank you.
I don't know too. All right. All right. Is resonance non-dual? Dario, do you wanna unmute yourself? Let's talk about this. That's kind of cool.
Hey,
Dario.
woo-woo. Hi.
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 I don't see you though, but that's cool.
No, it's the lights are out.
Okay.
Um,
Are they?
yeah,
No,
not really. Do you know woo-woo?
Oh, kind of like woo-woo, kind of like not real.
I mean, woo-woo is kind of the people say it about spirituality, like woo-woo, something that's not.
Oh yeah. Something kind of like airy fairy or something, flaky.
Yeah. Would you say
Yeah.
resonance is non-dual woo-woo talk?
There's really no one here and no one there to really express what resonance is. It's being expressed as resonance. It seems like there is an intuitiveness in the emptiness. I don't think it's woo-woo. I don't think it's it could be woo-woo if there's a belief that there's a resonance. It could be woo-woo. It becomes personalized, that I only resonate with this and that. Again, everything really is a story, right? So even resonance could also be a story. But what's being expressed is, otherwise there'll be, if there's no resonance here, it's actually really brutal. What I've been saying in the past, like almost an hour now, is just really brutal. It's really, really brutal for the believer that I am here, because it keeps on dispelling all of that ideology that there's someone here. So if there's a resonance, then, with this communication, and if it's not personalized, if it's not in a story thing, then it's just resonance. Kind of like when there was this story of Emerson when he encountered this communication. It's almost like a sobriety in spiritual drunkenness. So that was the resonance. Yeah? It's kind of like, oh, wow, you know what? Finally, I'm not being talked to anymore. No one's talking to me. No one's trying to convince me about anything. It's just this straight up expression that there's never been anyone here. Although it's been expressed in many kind of spirituality and retreats and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like, what? There's no one here, but let's get there. Let's get to no one. Why don't we do these practices to get to no one? Why don't we do this, 10-day silent retreat or something to get to no one?
The personal
right?
energy feels much different, and the resonance when someone's talking to the person, it's very different from this.
This is not really being addressed to anyone.
No.
It's actually expressing even the addresser that it's not there. It's quite brutal, kind of like, with William. It keeps on expressing that, that William is talking in narratives, that there's no William there, but he keeps on coming back with this narrative that there is. Yeah?
But to no one, it is not brutal, because just pointing out that there's no one, which is obvious to no one.
It's obvious, yeah. Yeah, it's quite obvious. Yeah. All right, Dario.
Yeah, take care.
Take care. Nothing is real. Please go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi. I can't see you, though.
Yeah, I know. It's lights are out.
No worries.
My question is there evolution?
No. There's just another concept, just another idea. So everything
But
that there is this. There's no history. There's no before and after. There's the dream in the story. There's evolution, and it's quite compelling because you see, in the dream. But like everything that happens in an apparent dream, once it's seen that it's a dream, every single belief system, every narrative is seen as fictional.
yeah, I
Everything.
understand. Yeah, but I get the dream, but aren't we always like in motion, like changing, like we were babies and we grow up and we
That's
become
the story,
things.
right? In the dream, there is this time, the dream of time and the dream of real. Everything seems to be growing, everything seems to be moving. But as I expressed this earlier, that this is really just stillness appearing as movement, appearing as talking. This is silence appearing as sounds, not morphing into it, but appearing simultaneously, spontaneously, at the same time, although
Yeah,
there's no
but
time. Yeah.
like, what's the point of life then if you see it from your perspective? Like life
There's no
is
perspective
full.
here. Yeah.
I mean, it's
So go ahead.
full and it's beautiful and it's
Yeah.
exquisite. But if you see it from the eyes of nothing or a dream, then
How do you know the eyes of nothing?
you're saying nothing. It's empty,
Yeah.
full.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
but what I see it,
what I'm
what I
saying
see,
is, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
like I see it as it's more than, it's not nothing. It's actually something that we came here to live and to experience and to feel and to to dream
That's
in
a
the
really,
dream.
yeah, you just basically said it. It's a nice dream. That's a nice dream. So everything that you just told me is like a dream, right? Like a nighttime dream. In a nighttime dream, I'm just going to use an analogy. You could be dreaming of the most beautiful things, but the moment it's seen that it's a dream, does anything matter at all? It's not real. Is nothing happening in a nighttime dream? Is anyone there? Is there meaning and purpose? Are you still there?
Yeah. So
what's being expressed
nothing
here is that
matters. Is that
in a nighttime dream, does anything matter at all?
well, yeah, the nighttime dream, it matters.
No. Everything that happens in a nighttime dream, does anything matter?
Well, yeah, because like, for example, like when people dream at night, people share their stories of their dream and they interpret it,
But the
and they
story
say,
really,
wow,
yeah, but the story and the interpretation, that's a beautiful story though, but does it really matter?
Well, for the dreamer,
Is it real?
It matters to probably for him. Maybe it doesn't matter like for others, but some people like they write stories about. They share their stories. I know people like have books about dreams and interpretation of dreams.
You're in the wrong meeting then, because this is not about interpretation of the dream. This is the exposure that the dream is meaningless. It's purposeless, like a nighttime dream. The moment that it's seen that it's a dream, it doesn't really matter. As I said earlier, that this is everything appearing as nothing, everything is nothing simultaneously. So there's a lot of beauty that's seen, but
Okay,
it's
you
just seen
know
as a
where
narrative.
I
Yeah,
understand. You know where I'm
yeah,
coming from? I'm coming from
okay,
because I heard a lot of, I see a lot of near-death experience videos. And then
okay.
those people who have near-death experience, they 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 talk about like uh, like that like uh, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it is a dream, but it is a chosen dream that we came here, we chose this
Yeah, that's a bit
experience.
complicated for this. Yeah, this is kind of like going into a narrative that there is, that there is a death. It's being expressed here that there's no death. There's no experiences because there's no experiencer. So even when someone is having a near-death experience, it's just an experience of the dream. There's no experiencer and there's no experience.
But do
It's
you
like
have any
reading a fantasy novel.
but can you experience anything right now in your
There's no one
body, in your
here. There's no one here. So there's no experiencer
can you
here.
feel your body?
There's no one here.
Is
So I don't know
do you
what you're
have
talking
feel?
about.
I mean energy,
There's, for
everything
example,
is
if
energy.
there's this is boundless energy, right? So you're trying to come into the narrative that there's someone here when it's being really expressed that there's no one here. Um, your name is nothing is real. So I don't even know why you write down nothing is real when you're trying
No,
to make things real. Yeah.
the name obviously was given to all of us, but what I'm talking about
By
the
who?
actual first hand experience, like beingness,
There's
your
no first
beingness.
hand. There's no being. There's no being. What's just being expressed here is that there is this happening and an unhappening. It doesn't happen to anyone. So if there's pain paining by itself. If there is sadness, it's just sadness appearing. There's no dualism.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
dualism, there's no
yeah,
separation,
yeah.
but there is life, there is energy, there's
Those are just
something.
real names. Yeah, you're trying to kind of like you're trying to pinpoint at something, trying to capture something that cannot really be even called life or death or whatever words. What's being expressed here is wordless. I'm not sure if you were here in the beginning, but what's being expressed here that this is completely indescribable. So trying to arrive at something like a belief or an idea is trying to bottle what's being expressed here. What's being expressed here is completely uncapturable.
Yeah, I agree with you that it's a dream and there's no separation and there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing real and it's everything is fleeting, it's coming and going and there's no time and there's no space. I agree with all these things. I
Okay.
definitely agree with you. But there is something.
Yeah, but it's a mystery. We don't know what it is, right? There's no us here. There is this appearance and disappearance appearing at the same time. There's this mystery. There's this unknowable, but it can never be known. That's why it's a mystery. These words are trying to describe the wordless. Everything that you're trying to say there is a concept, trying to capture something that's not a concept. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I
anything
get
that
it.
we come up with, yeah, is a concept, something that cannot be caught
Okay.
because it's free. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry I
Oh,
took too long.
no worries, no worries. Those were
Thank
good
you, thank
questions.
you.
Awesome. All right.
Have a good
I have
one.
some. You too. You too. Let's chat some more. That was cool. There's a whole bunch of questions here from YouTube, um, and I'll read them after Anita. Anita, go ahead, please. Anita.
Yeah. Hi,
Oh, hi.
Emerson. Hi. Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I'm thinking the only thing we can say is that what is apparently happening.
Yeah, it's just all apparently. It's not there. There's never been a kind of like a claiming of knowing or arriving at something, because this cannot be. This is positionless. There's no location here whatsoever. This is not even. There's no authority. This is wildness. This is wildness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, love you, Emerson.
Love you too, Anita. Chris goes, there's no Emerson, but there are the flavors, textures of quote unquote Emerson. Yes, it's just an appearance. There's an appearance of characters that's appearing as whatever, right? It's just what's happening. There seems to be different flavors in this communication. That's just what's happening. It's the unreal appearing as real simultaneously. I'm going to go to YouTube now. Sorry about this. Okay. Oh, there's so many questions here. Emerson, can you talk about conscious creation? I don't really know what that means, to be honest. I don't know what conscious creation it, but it seems very dualistic to me. What's being expressed here is uncompromising non-duality, that there is no creation really. Everything is just appearing as it is, without any creator. Kathy, go ahead.
Hi, Emerson.
Oh, hi, Kathy.
Hey, how
How
are
you
you?
doing? I'm
Good,
good.
good, good. Yes, yes. Um, I just want to say, I'm just, I'm really kind of relieved that my illusory self is not in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I know there's no body there's nothing, but like the body still feels the pain.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, this dream is the dream of, this dream feels real, right? And the
Yes.
illusion is real. That's why
Yeah.
there's touch. And then when I always say this, when there is a fire in a building, the body is going to get out of the building and call, fire truck. It's not going to say that there's nothing happening, there's no one here. Surely we'll burn to the ground. So when situations or apparent situations appear like what's going on, there's sadness here as well. But it's not.
Yeah.
There's sadness here. Yeah, there's sadness here. When I think I watched this documentary about the revolution or something, and there was a lot of crying. There was sadness, but it's not personalized, right? It's not taken into a narrative. It's just there's this big misconception about speakers that especially when it's talking that there's no one here, that there's a bypassing or an avoidance or a denial. Actually, that's completely untrue. That's just another idea. That's just another concept trying to make this into a conceptual thing or a religion. Someone would say it. It's not, because this doesn't have. This is decentralized, right? This doesn't have any authority or anything like that. So anything and everything can appear. So it could be sadness. It could be crying, appearing. There's no wrong or right way in this communication, because it's not a thing at all. It's not a this is not about a knowledge. This is not about a knowing. This is not about a lineage. It's coming from nothing. And nothing is not even nothing. It's just coming automatically. We just have to use words for that. So if there's this apparent, happening that seems to be happening, there is this realness to it because the dream is real.
Yeah.
But it's also seen as illusory, appearing at the same time. So if for example there will be a situation, for example, where there is a need to help, this character would help. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like the mental conflict. in that place too.
Yeah, so that's, sorry, go ahead, Kathy. Sorry.
No, I mean it's not just the physical. There's the mental conflict occurring simultaneously, and it's very, 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 very sad, and it hurts. It's painful.
Yeah.
For no one.
Yeah, that can appear too, right? That can appear too. I was really surprised when my aunt passed away during the COVID times, and when she was being buried in through Zoom, there was just crying here and grieving and sobbing. I didn't know where that was coming from. So there was a lot of kind of like grieving that happened, and anything can appear because there's no authority, there's no wrong or right way about this. It doesn't mean that there's no one here, that there's no grieving or sadness or laughter. Surely, if you see a lot of the speakers laughing, there's also, crying that happens, but it's happening to no one.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Kathy. Nothing is real again. Go ahead.
Hi, Emerson.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. So I just don't understand, there's no one. How is there's no one? How is it?
It's just
why
the seeing that there's never been anyone here, right? Because the no one is a belief. So when it's seen that the believer, the one that believes that there's a someone, is illusory, is pure fiction, it's never been there, then everything that it believes, including that there is someone, that there's others, that there is a religion or spiritual bypassing, all that kind of stuff, is a belief system.
Yeah.
So everything that the believer believes, including that there is no one, is seen in its obviousness, that it's all fictional. It's kind of like a house of cards, that there's a house of cards of illusion. Once you pull one card, everything tumbles.
Right, but we need to refer to as someone because we play roles all the time.
In the dream, yeah, of course. When my parents call me, I'll be like, "Yep, yeah," but it's not taken as a belief system anymore. So the belief system is gone.
What's the belief?
Of course, the belief that there's someone here, the belief that there's another there.
But
the obviousness.
But why is it a belief that there's someone there and here?
Because the believer, the one that believes all of this, the one that thinks all of this, the one that makes up all of this stuff, is seen as a falsity, seen as an illusion.
Sorry, I don't understand. Can you say
Yeah,
it?
it's really hard to understand. So in the seeking of this, when there is an apparent seeing, some people call it awakening, shift, or whatever. Although that's just another word for something that is it doesn't happen, because there's a seeing, you know what I'm saying, that everything is timeless. This is infinity. So in the apparent story,
yeah. Is it a shift
so this is infinity.
Is it a shift
it's a shift in perception? In perception, right? So the perception, it's even coming up with words that doesn't really even make sense. So what's being expressed there is something that doesn't really happen in time, but it's seen that there's no time. Does that make it? Doesn't make sense. It's almost like a glitch or a split second seeing that. Wow, there's never been anyone here. This is quite obvious. Everything is empty. Everything is emptiness appearing as fullness simultaneously.
You know, when you speak like that, it feels home inside. I feel like a sense of resonance inside of me.
Because that's what can't be explained, right? It can't be explained.
Yeah, it makes total sense what you're describing. Because it really feels something inside that is like truth. I know there's no truth, but it feels like
there's no truth. Yeah,
it feels home.
Yeah, this is home, and it can't really be explained. Trying to explain it, it's just this intuitiveness or this resonance that this is not even this or that. It's just this. So this has never left. This has always been this way.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
so there's nothing wrong that we use our vessels, our bodies to help another.
No,
There's
no. What's wrong or right about that? It's yeah,
there's
yeah.
no right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong. Yeah. There's no one doing that anyway, right? So if the body helps another body, it's just what's happening. Also, the
Okay,
opposite, if the body's not helping another body, that's also all right. Because since there's no one here, it's just what's happening.
but because there's no one, then you might say there's no free will or no choice, right?
Well, if there's no one, there's no free will or choice. Everything is just happening.
But when
Yeah.
there is a seemingly someone, then the seemingly someone has free will and choice.
Yes, that's how the illusion is so strong, right? Because it feels real. So the illusion that there's a free will, that there's a free will and choice, that there's something that I can do or can't do, and that's why that there's this everything is emptiness. Actually, everything is already freedom, appearing as this free will or choice or something that can do or not do. And that's why when it's seen, it's just so stunning that there's no one doing it. But even though they think that they're doing it, I always use
But
this analogy. It's kind of like driving a car, and then you think that you're a horrible driver. You know, you think that
but
you're kind of like
would
making
you
all the wrong
prefer?
turns.
Sorry,
But let me finish
yeah,
the
sorry.
analogy. Maybe this will clear things up. It's kind of like you're driving your car for the past 20, 30, or 40 years or 50 years, and you think that you're a horrible driver and you have a lot of shame and and guilt about driving, or you're really proud of your driving, and then someone taps your shoulder and said that, well, did you know that you've been driving a car that's by driving by itself, so you've never really driven your entire life. So
Yes,
that's what's seen
but
here. Yeah.
yes, I get it. But my point is, do you like not do you? I mean, um, see, you're not giving me the chance to say you and we. But I'm gonna
Well, you
have
can do
to.
that if you like. Yeah. Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Do you prefer to have a free will and choice rather than not? Don't you?
There's no one choosing here to have free will choice or not. But what it's seen is, since there's no one here, it doesn't have any free will or choice.
Yes, but that's for like there. But for here, I have a free will and choice, and that's how I feel.
See,
Like
that's
I
the
feel.
belief, right? See, that's what's being pointed out here is that when it's seen that the one that believed all of that, the free will and choice that I'm driving a car, is seen as completely illusory. And that's what's undeniable. And that's why there's this speaking about this. It's just what's seen is that there's no one doing it.
It's complicated.
Not really. Not really. Once it's seen that there's never been anyone, then nothing is complicated.
Yes, but I really get what you're saying. But I'm trying to say is that I do have free will and choice to like create things or to like, for example,
Of course,
anything.
that's the dream. The dream feels real. There's a book actually that someone gave me, and it just scientifically proved that there's no free will and choice. There's also some tests that was done. This is just a story as well, that there is a machine that you can hook up to your brain that actually will predict 6 to 8 seconds or something if you're going to choose coffee or tea. So it's already been proven in science that there's no free will and choice, that there's no self, there's no consciousness, there's no time. Science seems to be catching up to what's being talked about here, but none of that is real as well.
So you're saying there's no free will and choice for everyone.
I've been saying that there's no one here, so there's no everyone. I think I mentioned that from the very beginning. It's consistent to what I
Yeah,
say.
this
That
is too
the reason that
radical
this is
to get, I think. Sorry to interrupt you.
no worries.
Okay, thank you, Emerson. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you. Bye.
Petra, go ahead.
Thanks so much for the horses dead and the carrots rotten. This was a real twister. Really cheered me up. I could laugh endlessly. It's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Kathy, did you have another question?
No.
Hi, Kathy. Oh, no. All right. I'll go to YouTube and we're going to finish up soon. We're a bit over time, but there's a lot of questions here on YouTube. See dream as a dream that it's not really happening. So every knowing, every knowledge, or any kind understanding is illusory. It's really as simple as that. Couple more questions here. The organism takes info to five senses, creates model of reality and profile of itself and other organism. Yeah, I've been asked this question again. You know what? In the dream, the knowing that there is an organism is a knowing, right? So this doesn't really have any know anything. So coming out here is just coming out of there's no time and space. So this doesn't come from a knowing from before and a knowing there's no now, there's no before.
Cutting off.
I'm cutting off, sorry. Okay. Internet.
Bye, Emerson.
That should be a stronger internet. Okay. Yeah, so any of this knowing, any of these ideas about of something in like organism, again, everything, concept, every idea, everything that appears, once seen that there's no one here, none of that really matters. None of that is seen as real, although it feels real. It's the unreal and real appearing simultaneously. Hey Jim, how you doing?
Hi, Emerson.
Hi.
I love your show, man. Hey, Emerson, I can't figure this out.
There's nothing to figure out, Jim.
Would you please talk a little bit more about the mystery?
Can't. There's again, as I said earlier, if you came here in the beginning that everything is said about this can't really be fully expressed, right? Because this is something that is unknowable. So this doesn't have any authority. This doesn't have any knowing. No one here. There's no one there to know. It's just this immediacy, this directness of what's appearing. You call it a mystery, but it's not even mystery. That's just a word. You can call it dream, but that's just another word. This is words. It doesn't have any location.
Thank you. Someday I hope to have all the answers like you do.
I don't have the answers. I don't. I don't. No one has the answers.
That's about all I have to say. That's about all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim. I see you. There's a question here that I wanted to respond to, but I can't find it because there's a lot of questions. Robin goes, there's no path. As long as you're on the path, you will never see that there's no you. Yes, there's no such path. Again, everything that the me believes, everything that the me understands is goes down the drain. Goes down it just becomes all garbage. Everything that it knows, everything that it thinks it knows is just dissolved. So the believer in the belief system is seen as a fallacy. Or the knowing becomes something that is false. So the belief and the believer is also seen as something that is fictional. So everything that appears, everything that is seen, everything and everything is seen as unreal, appear as real simultaneously. So there's never been a knower. It's kind of like in a nighttime dream. The moment that it's seen, that everything that was seemingly seen in history, the past, the history of this character, Emerson, in a split second, when there's no one there, or the moment that, in the apparent time that when you wake up, everything that is dream, a nightmare, a history, is seen as something that never happened. So since there is no time, nighttime dream and this is the same. So this is dreaming, a dreamerless dreaming that nothing happens, there's no purpose, there's meaning, and there's not real. It's really simple. So this is coming from knowing. This is not coming from believing. This is not coming from a position. This doesn't have any lineages or any sources. Because what's appearing, a continuous dreaming for no one, and that continuous is actually the illusion that there's someone here. So in a split second that doesn't even happen in time or in this seeing, it all becomes clear that there's never been anyone here. Is this being controlled by, according to Chris Emerson? There's no one here, so nothing is being controlled. It's a dream. Great. I think we went over time, and I really thank you so much, everyone. I just wanted to say that thank you for showing up. Although there's no one here, and thank you, everyone. We're going to have a little break. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Emerson.
Thanks, Emerson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emerson.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.